Hello, everyone. In this short video, we'll look at how to find out the coverage in Dialog for any given publication name, such as a scholarly journal, by using a Dialog tool called Look Up Publications. This is a great way to quickly see whether articles from a particular journal can be found in Dialog, and if so, how many records and for what date range, and which databases to use. So let's get started. I'm going into all of the databases in my account, and we're here in Advanced Search, and in the drop-down on the right side, I'm going to select the field Publication Title, or Pub. When I do this, it brings up a link that says Look Up Publications, and by clicking on that, I can bring up this tool called Look Up Publications. Now, in this field here, this box, I can leave this at Contains if I want to search on a term that's in the middle of a journal name, but I'm going to go with Begins With, and for demonstration, I'm going to type in here Allergy, Asthma, and Clinical, which is the start of the name of a journal called Allergy, Asthma, and Clinical Immunology. I'll click Find, and here we see a couple of variations on the journal name that we're looking for. I'll check them off, then click Add to Search, which takes us back to the search form, and here our search for this journal name in its different forms has been created for us. So I can just click Search, and this shows how many results we have in Dialog for this journal name. Scrolling down on the right side, we can see that the range of dates for this coverage starts in 2004 and goes through the present. Now, if we want to see which databases have these records, we can go here to this result filter, or we call it a narrow by filter. In this case, narrow by database, and when we click here, we see the top 5 databases that have content from that journal. To see more, we can click on More Options. This opens up this window, and now we see the complete list. And if we're interested in saving this information for future use, we can click here on Save List. Let's go with XLS for our format, and when we click Save List, it creates this nice spreadsheet for us, where we can see all of the databases that have this content and how many such records you will find in each of these databases. Let's do one more. Suppose I'm looking for coverage of a Canadian journal known in Canada by the French title Le Patient, or I should say Le Patient, and I'm not really getting any results on that. So I might try translating this to The Patient. And now we are getting some hits. Now, scrolling through this, I see there are quite a few records for the longer journal title, The Patient, Patient-Centered Outcomes Research. But is that really the same journal as The Patient? Well, here's one way I can find out. I can get these records, and now if I open one of these records, I can find out the ISSN, which is a unique identifier for this journal. Here it is here. I could perhaps OR it together with the electronic ISSN, but I'm just going to copy this one. And then I will go into a search, and I will look for ISSN, open parentheses, paste that number in there, close paren, run that search, and you can see I get far, far more records by using the ISSN. And if we now go over to the right side again and use the filter for publication title, we can see which publication names are included under that ISSN number. They all appear to be the correct journal, and so this confirms for us that this longer named journal is correct because it shares the same ISSN number as the simple version, The Patient. So, by using this technique of getting the ISSN for a journal and then searching on the ISSN, we may be able to overcome any differences in language as well as resolve some ambiguities that may be caused by variations in the name of a journal. And now I can go over on the right side, expand on the database. We can see which databases have records for this journal. And again, if we want to, we can save the list. And now I will know where I can go to get records from that journal. Last but not least, suppose that instead of searching for a specific title, you want to get a list of all the journals that are included in a particular database. Here's how you can do that, again, using result filters. So here I am in the database Biosis Previews, and the first thing I want to do is to create a set that includes all of the records in the database. I'm going to do that by running a search for all the records with a publication date greater than 1800. In theory, at least, that should give us a set of all the records in the database. There may be some system limitations involved here, so this may not be an exact number, but for working purposes, I think you will find this useful. Obviously, this is a gigantic number, and the next thing I'm going to do is to go over to our titles and expand on publication title and more options. And here I have a list of all of the publication or journal names in this database. Again, I can save this. I would recommend a spreadsheet for something this large. I'll do Save List. And here we have a nice spreadsheet that lists all of the journals in this set of records that should cover the whole database. There are something like 1,000 of them. And you can use that technique to create for yourself on the fly a list of all the journals covered by any database that you choose. There is, by the way, no charge to the customer for using this type of technique with the result filters. It's completely free of charge, and it can be a very useful way for you to get information about coverage in Dialog. So that's it. I hope you found that helpful. Here are some links to additional resources, and as always, if you have questions or need some help, please reach out to us here at the Help Desk at this email address or by calling us at these numbers. Thanks for using Dialog, and enjoy the rest of your day.